I always catch my breath, and I'm still standing here, and you're mine. Where's John? Do you want to know where he is? Hi.
Hi.
You've met my executive producer, or have you heard me talk about my executive producer?
No, I'm just a stranger. But first,
Clink.
coffee.
No, that's my executive producer. And listen, I'm getting the texts because where's John? John is at a conference.
Not to worry.
Finishing up talking, I hope. Look, I think he's actually going to be here. And Jamie's here. Jamie, are you going live with me? Because I don't want to make you go live if you don't want to go live.
Thinking about you.
But John said he promised that he is coming. And I believe him. Now you know why this is not a show that I do with
That's a great idea.
my executive producer.
Let's change the format up. What's the topic today, Jackie?
Happiness.
At the workplace and at home.
We're not bringing the mugs to HR Tech, but they're great. So I hope that you actually order one of the mugs. I ordered one of the mugs today because I thought they're cute and funny. I think what's most important, we were talking about what subject we were going to have today. And we were talking about, like, are you supposed to be happy, or are you supposed to be content, or what is our responsibility? And I think it's actually relatively good to know. Jamie, I'm going to bring you on camera if you come. If you do that one more time. It's me and Jamie. Which, not be on camera, that's cool. You pick. But this is where we are today. And also, I'm sick. So today is one of those days. Apparently, nobody's responsible for my happiness. And if you noticed, I'm not at home. I am actually in Austin because my oldest, it's their birthday. And so I'm sick in Austin to see my kid who came in from Brooklyn. And so if you're asking me, today's work is not going to be happy. Because I'm not going to be feeling good. But just remember, like my shirt says, I'm actually a delight. We're just going to go with that. And I'm going to have to remind myself of that all day.
Remind me.
I hope that.
What was that, honey?
I hope that you don't choke on that, because that's not. I am going to be a delight.
Don't fact check.
One day I'll be a delight. But the question is happiness and work opposites, antonyms? I was told when I got into the work that I do that it was not our responsibility to make our employees happy. And I also told somebody that I talked to my life coach, my business coach, about enjoying their job. And they said, well, your goal isn't to be, look, Jamie, it's all you. Did you see? It's all you.
I didn't even mean to do that. Hello, everybody. I meant to save you.
I know.
That did not work out well.
I think it's great. That was so great.
Now everybody sees behind the scenes here. Hi, everyone. I'm Jamie. I'm the one everybody yells at for T-shirts.
Everybody yells at for T-shirts, and they want them. I still was laughing this morning at Graze Me, Bro.
I did not mean to go live. I'm sorry. I did not mean to.
Yes, I tried to save you, but now you are. And that should be your
now I'm here.
Should be your job.
Now I'm here.
And so everybody wonders who our real producer is. It's Jamie.
Hi. Okay, bye.
Oh, now he's off the hook?
Oh, no. Oh, absolutely not.
No, he's off the hook. Okay.
Yeah, no. John told me yesterday that he was going to be um, doing some speaking engagement, and math is hard. And so he's like, I'll come late.
And he was the one who, when he came here to Nashville for Wreckfest, which by the way is fantastic, I'll tell you all about that in a quick second. He couldn't get his time zones right, and he was an hour early for dinner. John cannot math, so
Math is hard.
happy he's great at HR. He just needs a calculator in his
I
pocket.
think the only time he really is really good at it is at HR Tech, when he gets overly concerned that none of us are going to be on time. And so in an effort of trying to prove himself right is early.
But he's also the one who's up at 4:30 in the morning, even in Vegas, to then go
That's
to
right.
the gym, hop
That's
on
right.
the treadmill, and kudos to him. Sure, 4:30, no, not my cup of tea. Sorry.
I don't know if people remember, I wasn't last year, it was the year before. I swore that I would be up for butt first coffee, and
I'll
wasn't.
try to be. I can't make promises.
I wonder if anybody's actually producing software to make employees happy, like overall employee sentiment. Why did you laugh at that?
Just the whole trying to produce happiness and trying to have something augmented do it is not always.
I didn't think that was my job. Like, I think that would be too much. It's like why they make the chairs uncomfortable at McDonald's, because they want you to eventually leave. Like, there's a point where it's not that comfortable.
No.
But do you think you're responsible for, I don't know, how do you remedy, like, what's the level? Because we're trying to keep mental health together, right? We want to make sure that people at least feel valued. We want to make, I didn't mean to say it like a question. No, really, like valued.
Well, at the end of the day, you also have to keep in mind that these are human traits, and it's not necessarily meant for software to fix. It's meant for software to aid somebody in helping augment those feelings.
Well,
But I can't see at the end of the day how you could actually rely and forcibly rely on software to solve half of that.
I like, before we let John on, I think we should ask this important question. Does working with Baldino help or hinder happiness?
Oh, that's an excellent question. John, she's put me on the spot there. And you have to keep in mind, I'm that oddball that was a client of Humoriso twice before John kind of sucked me in. So no, John facilitates happiness, and I see him shaking his head behind the scenes because he just connected. So this is going to be interesting to see how that one goes. But no, it's all in well.
This is not the topic for today, is me. I am not the topic for today.
She forced me, John. She forced me. She held a gun to
I
my head.
can't believe it. And look, I have Zach with me as well.
Oh, there he is.
Jackie hasn't met. Zach is is on the marketing team as well. He recently joined at Humoriso, so he came and joined me this morning in Orlando.
How is Orlando?
Orlando is beautiful and sunny, and I apologize to all of our millions of fans that I needed to be a little late this morning. I had to speak with the National Alliance for Mental Illness this morning, and so it was great.
Had to.
And the people wanted more. They were begging for more.
So basically the answer to the question, Sean, is hinder.
Sean, what we will see Sean next week, by the way, Jackie, and I'll be sure to elbow him in the head when we see him. Remind me.
Sean and I are going to go for a run if you want to go. He's probably going
to. No. Sean wants to go for a run up the side of a mountain. It's a little different. It's not a run. He's not telling you the whole story. He's that kind of guy. Put a rock on his back for 50 miles, scaling the side of Mount Everest. That's what he wants to do. So you need to be sick the morning he asks you to go for this run.
If he can carry my stuff, he can be my Sherpa anytime.
Sherpa Sean.
I'm jumping. You guys do your thing. See you.
All right, Jamie.
Bye, Jamie. Thank you. Oh, how nice.
Fun.
That was nice that you had Jamie on. That was awesome.
Should be the permanent fill-in.
I hear there's an opening for executive producer.
Oh,
bye,
hi, buddy. Hello. Look at those shorts. I love them. Are those jams? Are those jams? Are you wearing jams?
No, they're not. Spuds McKenzie, no.
I was telling while you were I don't know, being John, that I'm sick and I'm in Austin because Clay's in town, and we came for the
Oh my gosh.
birthday. I
I
played
hear
music
it now.
I can't wait to open today.
Ugh.
But we are here. Look, this is us last night at dinner.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Who is that in the yellow?
Clay,
Get out of the universe.
I'm serious.
Beautiful.
I know.
Holy crap. What is happening?
Right.
We don't know.
You remember prom? That was
What
just
is
years ago.
happening?
And
What is happening?
so like I had to work yesterday, so we were coming a little bit later and wasn't gonna get them from the airport. They go to the plane at the airport. They know the flight attendant.
How?
And the flight attendant brought them home instead of an Uber.
How? What was the relationship to the flight attendant?
From the House of Lepore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Dion said, "Welcome to Austin." Okay, Todd, you're dismissed. You can go to the
Okay.
rooftop pool
What's it? Coffee by the pool.
because
But
he'll
first,
sit there with the banter. He'll kill me.
You're
He'll
right.
kill me with the side banter.
Au revoir.
He will kill me with the side banter.
You are dismissed.
You are dismissed. You are relieved of duty. Listen,
I love you. I'm sorry. I can hear it now. The congestion.
yeah, it's fine. I'm like really stressed because, of course, we're leaving to go to Vegas.
Did you take the test? Should I ask you?
Yeah. I'm fine. I'm just.
Okay.
It's really just allergies. It's just changing of seasons, and it's.
There's someone in the office in Vero Beach who's struggling with allergy stuff right now too. So I don't know what you're allergic to, but maybe that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, well, I've been looking outside at other people out in beautiful Austin. I am at the
Where are you?
Lauren of Lady Bird Lake.
Okay. Super fancy.
I know.
Do you have a mimosa right now, or what are you drinking?
Flat white, just the normal flat white. I know.
Did you ask them about filling the freaking cup this time?
They never fill the cup.
They don't, because you paid for that grande. Is that or venti? What is it? Venti, and they only fill it up grande. It's not fair, Starbucks. I know you're watching, Starbucks. We want there to be change. We're demanding change.
And now that we have our fancy mug, I don't know if I'm going to be going back to Starbucks. I'm just going to.
I mean, did you see Kyra posted with, and I don't know if Kai's here.
Yes,
because
I think was Kai. No, Nikki's here.
she posted with, she picked, over the weekend, she picked, wait for it, 400 pounds of apples over the weekend from the trees on her property. 400 pounds, and this was the second pick, by the way. So I don't know how much the first one was. 400 pounds this weekend of apples. So that if you didn't notice on Instagram, she put our mug in front of like some of the apples.
Yeah.
But she was sending us pictures, and Kathy is desperate to go. And it's every 2 years. It's this I guess crop size is every 2 years. So Kathy's already booking her trip out to Wisconsin in 2 years because she's desperate to do the apple picking with Kai. So
we should just do it live from there.
I mean, it is crazy.
Hi,
the amount.
Krista, look, first time joining. Welcome to our chaos every Thursday.
I want to tell you, this is the best. So far, since last week at RecFest, the amount of messages and comments that I've gotten from what we did last week was awesome. The people loved it.
I love, anytime that you can get thrown off your game.
I'm going to mute for a second because somebody's going by with the cart. So you talk.
So, Paylocity sent me a box. And, I get the thing from the post office when they send you this is what you're going to receive. And so I saw this box and I was like, I can't wait to see what comes. And I couldn't read who it was from. and I get this box, lovely. I opened it. It's wrapped daintily, gingerly, beautiful green tissue paper. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. So I open and peel back the green, and it's this beautiful box. I open the box. Is your payroll system just 1 star? Come visit us at HR Tech, and it's a box of Star Mints.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Listen,
I never get anything.
that is first of all, that's a lie. You get everything.
I knew. I just said it because I knew you'd lose your mind.
First of all, you get all of the treats. Second of all, it was lovely.
I just did a webinar for them. What the heck? Send me the box. Did you see me? Did you see the shoes I got from Aaron?
You were spoiled. I get nothing. I get mints.
What size shoe are you?
7.
7 wide. What's it? What's your deal? I want to make sure it's correct. Don't give me the eyes.
That's 7. I have no deal.
I don't know if Evan's watching. Evan, if you're here and you're watching, she needs a 7.
Oh, I guess he's not here. Bailed again.
He's probably cursing my name because, I mean, that video is too funny that when I was doing that. Frankie was filming it, and he's like, "What is it you want me to do?" I'm like, "Sit here and just keep the camera on me." He's like, "People want to see this, Frank. Sit down and just video, no commentary, just film."
Listen, you missed it when Jamie came. It was the best. He just had himself on one screen, and he was like, "Oh God." He wasn't meaning to do that. He was coming to save. And it was so funny. You missed it. Anyway, I forgot that we are live and we are having a show. Happiness.
It is.
Word.
Yes. Whoop, whoop. I will say, though, while Jamie, I know, is still in the background, Jamie, if you can put the link, because I forgot to send this to Jackie. If you can put the link for the webinar I'm doing this afternoon at 3 for Virgil HR, we're talking all things election and voting. Compliance law versus culture, and if there's a difference. Yeah,
Where
go
is
on
it?
LinkedIn. Go on
It's
LinkedIn.
on your LinkedIn?
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I mean, it is like. Do you remember? Well, you probably don't remember. My grandparents used to talk about party lines. You know the.
I remember the party line.
And like people could jump in and like. That's what this is like. We have party line now. People just jump in and want to add.
They do. I just think that people who are new to the show don't know that we have regular characters on the show. Like, you think Dion is just an audience member. No.
No. Dion is not.
You think Nikki is just an audience? No.
No.
My brother? No. The kids? My husband? No.
Your brother, I adore. Because he is the truth teller, and I'm grateful when he's here because
my brother made an appointment with me through my assistant.
Your brother knows he needs to because you apparently, I didn't realize this, lie a lot with things that you share, and he's here to correct it. Don't wave your arms.
Absolutely, that is not. He just tries to say, and these are my glasses, and I cannot wait.
Wait, those glasses are, look at you. You are like 1950s movie star glasses.
I know. They're absolutely fabulous. And I won't even tell you how much I spent on them, but guess what I will tell you?
Oh, there's the QR code. Thank you.
I absolutely cannot see when I wear them, and I have to.
Oh, look at it. Look at Jamie's like messing with everything in the back. Look at how he's doing this.
Having a producer, Jamie.
Isn't it nice?
It is like.
So I'm sorry, I took you off topic. What's our topic today?
Our topic, happiness at work. If you work with your best friend, that's fun.
Oh, you're my BFF.
Oh,
we're going to be, I can't wait to see you. We are going to be a nightmare, though. I just want people to understand this. If you're at HR Tech with us, we will be a nightmare. We are at all the parties. Please make sure you sign up for Textio's party. And please be sure to sign up for Humoriso's co-hosted party with Prime Pay. And buy the shirt. Buy the things.
What happens in Vegas gets reported to HR.
Wait, you haven't seen our new shirt. I'm gonna have one sent to you. Jamie, put up the 3 of us. Put that shirt up so that Jackie can see it.
Are you serious?
It is. I love everything about this shirt that Jamie put together. Wait till you see this. But yes, we need to talk about happiness. I am happy, actually. I'm so excited to see everybody. So
I'm happy. I'm excited about next week. I actually love my job. I don't think that they're responsible for my job. Look at these lasers. What is happening?
you've got a lot going on there.
Listen, it's this fancy pants place.
All right, come back to the topic. Again, for everyone, what's the topic? Because I can see nothing on this phone.
No, it is happiness at work.
So
Is it the opposite?
Who's responsible? Like, does work make you happy? What do you think?
Shouldn't. I think it's really dangerous when people have work make them happy. Like, I think it's really dangerous to be dependent on work, because then when things happen, it gets in the way of your ability to do real work. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I do.
it is a job. And that's why people say, like, your coworkers are not your friends. There are people that you're friendly with, like, but it's not, you can't get so close. And then when you have to fire or discipline, because we're not good at feedback and we only talk about it when everything's bad and we're forced and there's nothing we can do to get out of it.
Oh my gosh. That's a topic in 2 weeks. Can you write that down before we forget?
Jamie, that's why we have
like that, because next week we'll be at HR Tech and we're going to be live from there. So we'll probably be a different schedule next week.
We're going to do swag. We're going to do swag and thrilling updates.
We may do that on Wednesday. So because Thursday it wraps up. So if we're going to do that, we've got to do it from there on Wednesday. So we'll keep you updated. But I am, I would say when I was younger, I really put a lot of weight into work making me happy, because I think high school and college were like that. Like, I had these friend groups at the places where I was, and my only reference point at that point when I started working was school. So I treated work like school. I'm going to hang out with these people. We're going to be BFFs. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And to exactly your point, it didn't take very long before I became supremely disappointed in the fact that work didn't operate that way, and that these people weren't my friends in the same way. I'm not saying that they were mean or awful, but it was a different sort of relationship. It's not friends, we're friendly. But I remember when I was doing radio, my towards the end of my college career, because that's what I thought I was going to do, was go into radio, and I was working at Eagle 106 in Philadelphia, top 40 station. Whoop, whoop, with J-Bo Jones. Please listen to J-Bo on 70s on 7 on Sirius XM. Little plug for J-Bo. And he's my buddy. And so I was an assistant program manager, and everybody was great to one another until there was an opening for like a show. Who's going to cover 10 to 2? And then behind closed doors, because I got to hear some of it, oh my gosh, these people that I thought were like best friends just threw each other under the bus to get the job.
I think it's also important to remember that you forget you have scary titles. Like yesterday, so I did our all company meeting last week, and I was like, they were like, "Oh, Jackie, do you want to do from HR Tech?" And I was like, "The people are sick of hearing from me," and they're like, "No." And then for 1/2 second, you're like, "Really?" And then you're like, "No." They are absolutely sick of hearing me. Like, what are they going to say? Like, you're right, Jackie. Everybody hates you. Nobody's going to say that. And you forget that, especially scary titles, that could be, you can't believe everything it could be because of influence. That's the way that the world of work works. And people don't want to get fired or get in trouble. And so you start counting on that. And I've seen situations where people thought that they were friends, and then when it became me versus you, threw them completely under the bus, like you're talking about. Somebody else was, there's a YouTube guy who was like, he moved to a new town, met somebody who was at a different office, and they started hanging out and invited him to happy hour. And the next day sent everything to the company, sent pictures and said all of these things. And he was trying to get him out and he didn't know.
Oh my gosh. I mean, people are awful. I mean, I just, I just had to do this engagement right before Buff First Coffee, and I love nonprofits because they so believe that the mission that they are endeavoring to achieve will protect them from these kinds of things, because everyone is there and they are emotionally invested in the work of the mission. And so we all have an understanding. And I'm like, I just want you to know the numbers don't say that. There are as many cases for nonprofits as there are for profits, percentage wise. So they're like, that can't be. I'm like, you can't imagine that people that work for a nonprofit would sue the nonprofit.
Really?
That
They didn't believe that?
they couldn't. They were like, that really happens. I'm like, it really happens. And so there's, and listen, people get involved with an organization like a nonprofit because they believe in the mission at times, and you would think that would make them happy. Like, gosh, I've been working for the man for 10 years, and now I'm in this nonprofit and I'm feeling really good about the work that we're doing. But if you piss them off, if you don't treat them equitably, they have a right to still complain about you and what you're doing, and they'll do that.
I mean, Texie is a mission-driven company, but we're not a nonprofit. And I think some
Right.
people think that your organization is a nonprofit because you are firmly rooted in a mission. It's
Yes.
like, actually, no. That just gives you a good idea of what we're looking for with employees and things that could be as important to you as it is to the overall mission. That helps. That's just a common experience, not a way that we look at our finances. But I do like what Dion said about being happy at work and
yes,
depending on work for your happiness are different. And that is a great point.
Yes.
Because sometimes, like I have my friends, but I have a special friend group. It's so important to try to get a good group of friends so that you don't get tempted into only investing in your work friends, so that you can be Yes, John. I do remember when it was like, we've had so many moments where it was like, I'm so glad that I have you, because who else can I talk to? And I can't talk to people.
Oh my gosh, I know, because Katie can be difficult. The
Can be.
We know she's not watching, so it doesn't matter.
He doesn't ever watch, but I mean,
lack of support. I also like what Sean wrote about that there is work happy and real happy, right?
That's right.
And so I think that I that's such a simplistic way, honestly, of thinking about it, but I think it's something we have to harken back to. Like, we make it too complicated. I love the work that I do. I love the work that I do. Is it like so core to who I am that if I lost it tomorrow, I would fall apart? I don't think so. I hope not. Because what really, really makes me happy are things that are outside of work. Like, I love my family. I enjoy them. Like, my kids are like for you too. Like, our kids are so talented and so funny and just good human beings. Like, spending time with them just brings me such joy because they're like that. If something happened to damage that, I think, bless you, I think that's my real happiness that would be affected. I like the contributions that I make in the work that I do, but my happiness is built on some other things, some other values as well, right? Like, that's where I think we don't do an encouragement to that. Yeah.
Funny story. So, sweet baby TJ did not bring his girlfriend to dinner, and I was like, "Is it because we're weird?" He was like, "Yeah."
First of all, are they still together?
Yes. Yes. And
I'm sick of this. Sick of it. Sick of it.
So he loves that girl. Loves her. We went to
He hasn't spent enough time with my girls. That's why.
But
sick of it. Sick of it. Tell him to get over to Boston, please. Quickly.
I mean, it's not even that far. I mean, he can go to New York. They can drive down. There's other people.
Yeah. I mean, Olivia is a catch. Cassie is spoken for. That girl is done. She's another one. Yeah.
Our kids are too young for this. What is happening?
I don't know. He's a nice guy too. He's quiet, which works out for us.
Oh,
the thing. If you want to be happy, don't say anything.
We wouldn't know anything about that, but we've heard.
I have had employees, and I don't know if you have, who have sat with me to say, I'm not happy here, right? I'm not happy here. And so unpacking that, I think, is important to say, well, what does that mean? Are you not happy with the work? Are you not happy with the people you're doing work with? Are you not happy with the clients that you're supporting? Are you, what is, I'm not happy? What is that connected to? Because it's too much, it's too broad of a term, right?
But
I'm not happy every day.
You're better at things like that. Like someone came to me and they said, I'm not happy here. And I was like, then it's time to go. Because I'm not responsible for your happiness. I can't do that.
That's true.
And I imagine you're
That's
just not going to be happy anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because that was like way early in my career. I also wanted to like, I remember, and you can always tell when someone's new in management because they always want to fire people. I literally was talking to someone and there was like, oh, about equitable pay. And we were looking at the salaries. I'm like, we're going to have to bring this person up in their salary, but they're not doing their job. And I was like, wait, but that's your job. Your job is making them do their job. That's not their fault. That's your job.
You don't deserve equitable pay because you're not doing your job.
No,
what?
That's not how that works.
What?
And I was like, this is the actual problem. And that's how we've learned to lead and manage, by like threats. And
I mean, right now somebody has to cut the lawn. Zach, will you go tell that guy to get off?
Why do you always have a new guy around HR tech time? What is it?
He's not coming to HR tech. No. First of all, he's young, pretty. I don't want that competition. He stays home.
No, the responsibility is immense.
They want cranky old people like us.
That's right. Everybody. Everybody wants the old people.
But I think that we as in HR and in management, we do have to have a better sort of interactive conversation around what does it mean when someone says, I'm not happy? I think you're right to say I'm not responsible for your happiness, but I also don't want you to work here and be miserable.
Well, and the question is
right?
Is it tools? Do you feel like you're being treated unfairly? Like you do have to unpack and see what that means, because some things you actually can do something about, like, you know, especially if it's like hours, time, you know, your work hours or meeting times. Some of it is a reflection of the overall culture, and that's where you have to like unpack. Like people have been for years have been saying, oh, we hire for culture add. There is an element of culture fit at every organization that you have to align with to make sure that if it's we work from 7 to 4, or okay, then let's make an agreement that we only have meetings during these core hours. Who are you looking at? What are you doing?
It's the lawnmower guy. I put it on mute. I am watching him. There's nothing. He's going over the lawn. There's no difference in what he's cutting to what it looks like on the other side. I don't think he knows he probably already cut this. And he's racing around. It's like, why? Why do I have these people? I feel like this is what happens with you, with the people that want to blow their leaves all of a sudden as soon as the show starts.
They do it every Thursday.
It's really annoying.
Yeah.
And Zach is still new, so he's nervous about going to like side tackle people off of lawnmowers. We'll grow him into that.
Probably not a good
couple months he'll be doing it.
That's right.
Have you ever quit a job and said, I'm just not happy here, and quit the job?
It wasn't about the job. I was unhappy because I felt like it was all geared towards somebody else. Rhonda!
Oh my gosh, Rhonda. Oh my gosh.
What do you mean?
You're not coming to HR Tech? What? Makes me sad.
I don't know.
We will miss you.
Rhonda.
We will miss you.
Wonderful person and hockey star. Canuck.
Star. Barrier breaker.
Barrier breaker. I can't believe you're not going. We were supposed to get matching tattoos this year. Oh, we were supposed to get them last year and the year before. We've been trying to get matching tattoos for about 10 years, and this was going to be the year. And then
this was it. We're going to go to Vegas Tattoo at 2 a.m.
That's right. That's right.
Bad decisions. I remember sitting and trying to quit a job earlier in my career, and I started by saying, I'm just not happy. And the person I was talking to really was an example to me of the kind of response I'm talking about, because she said, tell me what that means. Let's talk about that. What does it mean that you're not happy? What are the things, be specific, that make you unhappy about being here? And honestly, I will tell you, talking through it, I wound up not leaving, but it's because I felt brave that I wound up opening a door. I didn't open it in the right way, I would say, but I learned how to better open the door. But I will also say then there was another job that I did quit, and I was elated to quit because it was a miserable experience and I was unhappy. But I was unhappy at things that weren't going to change it. My emotions were responding to the construct of the organization. And so they became sort of like an indicator for me to pay attention that something's not right. But I wouldn't say that I was at that point looking for the job to make me happy. And I think that's a difference.
That's important. And I also think that it's important to be really transparent with your culture, because some things aren't for everyone. So someone asked me recently, I'm going to sneeze.
Do it. Bless you.
I'm sorry, y'all. I am not well.
You are not doing well. You better get rid of this crud before I see you.
Like all of the allergy medicine, I'm just going to wait for everything to happen, and I'm keep testing and make sure I don't get anybody sick. I'm just here in this hotel room. But when you are going from it was when I was at Robert Half, I was like, I can't do this. That was agency work. The way that they treated us was just not human. It was a lot of pressure, and that was the culture. And then later I realized some people really thrive in this culture. If you remember when New York Times came out about Amazon, it didn't go, people quit, but their hires actually went up because people were like, that's the environment I look to. And when people ask me, someone asked, what's the perfect environment for me? I said, send me the most broken recruiting system on earth.
Yeah.
For the worst company, a pig in, muck.
Muck. Muck. I mean, first of all, Robert Half.
I mean, it's the culture, and that there was nothing that I was going to be able to do. And they were just, I mean, I don't know if the culture is still like that. It's just hardcore. It's so hardcore. It taught me everything I needed to know. And I quit after a year. And I remember somebody saying, I'm glad that you quit. And you should know that a year at Robert Half is a value of 10 years anywhere else. And I really...
Ooh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I got tons of jobs like right afterwards. Tons of people that were trying to recruit me because I had they knew I lasted a year, which most people last like 3 months, and that I had that training and discipline that you learn only at a place like a Robert Half.
Well, if you ever watched, did you ever watch Boiler Room?
Yes.
Right? For those of you who haven't watched Boiler Room or Glengarry Glen Ross, movies like that, where it's like
the ones, everybody who goes into agency recruiting, I always say, like, you have to watch. And there's one more. There's one more movie that you have to watch.
What, The Wolf of Wall Street? That's kind of that same vibe as well, but that's psychologically damaging. Yes.
Yeah.
But like Boiler Room, you're like, that's not, I can't thrive in an environment like that. Okay. Then I can show it to somebody else and they're like, man, give me that job. I want to be there, right? High energy,
Maybe the original Wall Street, not the Wolf of Wall Street, like the original.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Or Succession. Yeah. Like I watched Succession and I'm like, oh, this is so juicy. Like, because I found out from my skills test that like my number one trait is competition. So that's why it's like, I thrive in those environments, but not cutthroat where you're like really.
That's why you would be excellent. Seriously, you would do so well on the Real Housewives of Texas, of Waco. I'm telling you.
The Real Housewives of Waco, I would be queen.
You would be queen because of the competition bit.
Yeah.
Seriously, you'd be like, I don't have any time for these women to act like this. We're gonna have words and get through it and be done.
That's right.
And seriously, you would take the lead. That's what they need. They need someone to do that. Although there is no Real Housewives of Waco, correct?
No, but there could be. I mean, I was made for reality TV. Let's just.
You were made for lots of things, actually. Okay, we're having laundry. Laundry's being done, everybody. There we go. Okay.
I'm sitting in front of the window. I wish I could show you what's going on the other side. You know, this is one of those hotels where people live on half of it. Like,
oh yeah.
So I'm watching people with their dogs and, you know, running and doing their thing.
Is there a lot of nakedness?
Not yet. Thank you, Jamie.
Oh, Jamie's like, these two are off the rails.
Jamie is on it today.
We're doing well, Jamie. Don't give me any grief. But
he didn't come up with your picture, the shirt with the three of us on it. He didn't.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Oh, here we go. Look.
That is great.
Robin is Robin, front and center. I'm Batman, and then Jamie is Lucius.
I love that.
Please, everybody, these t-shirts are so good. There's so much new stuff in the swag store. It is so good.
They're so cute.
It is so good. What I was going to say is with those movies, I remember being in lending, right? Mortgage lending, equity lines, those kinds of things, commercial, residential, like those people who are working in those industries, that is the environment. And so what I often think about happiness is expectation. What did you think this job was going to be like? What did you think work was going to be like? And it's so funny that so many people are like, I don't know. I just thought. So many times they start with the three words, I don't know. I don't know. I just thought. And you're like, well, wait a minute. You should.
Like, yeah, you'll say, what are you looking for? And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What would make you happy? I'm not sure.
Right. And I'm like, well, then you're mad because it's not meeting expectations that it didn't even know you had.
That's right.
So, right. So let's take a minute to say, what does happiness look like for you? What does contribution look like for you? See, for me, I feel like if I'm making a contribution, that then is affecting my happiness. Do you know what I mean? It's not that I'm expecting the job to equal happiness. I think what it is if I feel like I'm making more of a contribution than not, that improves my happiness. It's not directly because there are people that have awful jobs. Like I have zero desire to be an emergency room doctor or nurse. I know we watch Grey's Anatomy and back in the day we watched ER and it was like intense. I can watch the show. I don't want to do that. That would bring me no joy.
I met a guy. So I do live in Waco. It's a small town. That my friend, her husband was a trauma surgeon in Waco, and he had to leave because there wasn't enough trauma. And I was just like, that's wild.
Isn't that wild?
Where did he go? John Hopkins. It's been there for over 5 years. And
lots of action.
Lots. But that's the work that he wanted to do. And that's why I'm like, somebody's like nightmare is where somebody else's happiness is.
Yes. Yes.
And so I wrote an article years ago about how to recruit for a shitty company. And that's what it was about. Like,
can you redo that?
I'll do an updated version.
Well, or even just share the old one. Today's Throwback Thursday. You should share it today anyway if you find it.
I should. I mean,
first of all, what's he wanting bagels for? What am I missing here? Was there something?
He was counting on free bagels. That's his happiness. You're funny. Where are the bagels? I worked at a place where a guy threw a bagel. A manager came in and literally threw a bagel at an employee. And then he got promoted to like something else. And everybody like started quitting in droves because they were like, you can throw something at somebody and get promoted here.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
Horrible.
I don't think I've ever thrown anything at someone. I'm trying to. I don't think so.
I've ever thrown.
I don't trust myself, so I have to think for a minute. I may have, but I don't think so. Nothing's coming to mind. But I think when we talk about happiness, one of the things that we know from a research standpoint is about responsibility, right? Jackie cannot possibly be responsible to make any employee that she works with happy.
That's right.
If that responsibility is put on Jackie, she's going to fail.
That's right.
And it's not because she's a terrible person or she doesn't play well with others. That may be true, but
I knew it. I was waiting for you to do that. Well, honest.
Right? But
It's
it's not your responsibility. You can't make someone feel happiness.
No, but I do think you should set the expectations. I mean, now I think that we're looking for a director of demand gen, and I am the first interview, and I always say I'm here to give you the real transparency and tell you what it's like to see if this is a place that you think you want to move forward. Because I'm just going to tell you the real deal of what's gone on in the past year, and da 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 da. And, let's address all of the like. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Like, let's talk about Glassdoor. Let's talk about all of these things. Like let's someone will say, "Oh, I saw this," and I'll be like, "Oh, that's real." Like that probably is real. What they said about some of the managers on Glassdoor. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
happened.
That happened. Yep.
That's not a lie, and
Yeah.
people are well aware. And let me tell you what we what we did from our stance, in trying to do those things, and it really is a different vibe, and you have the right to make a determination of if this is adding, you're finding meaningful work, but you also need to really dig deep, because if it's not the job, start looking at the things that the organization offers. Like, there's a lot of support. Maybe you need something else. Maybe you're having a bad day. I had a bad day
Yes.
ago, and I was like, I just wanted to quit everything.
I know.
I wanted to move. I was like, I hate it here.
Everything.
It was just like, and it lasted for like 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden I was like,
You wanted new location, new
Yeah.
job, new spouse,
Right.
new all of it.
new
Yeah.
house, new shoes, and so I just bought new T-shirts. It's easier. It's cheaper.
I mean, it is. I don't understand. Now they're blowing things. It is like.
By
it
the
is
way,
like crazy town. Are you wearing those next week?
absolutely, it's my fall Jordans. Gone with the summer. Boom.
Where'd you get those?
I got those from Nike.com.
Did you have a coupon? Somebody send Jackie a coupon code, please, because there are lots.
Never have a coupon.
Never check out from an online shopping cart until you do a search on coupon code for whatever company.
Tell me not. Home right here in Austin.
Somebody tell her what these coupon codes are, please.
I like what Nikki said. It's really a shared responsibility, leadership, org policies, and employee. Yes, it really, really is. And people get on my nerves when it's like, when people will say, "Oh, well, our HR VP told me this, so this is what the whole company it is." It's like, you need to go and everybody has a part in this. Like, it's not just one person's job to have all of those things. Yeah, Troy, there's never he always wants me to have a coupon. No, boo-boo. These are not those.
Troy Lynn, yes.
These are not Skechers. No offense to Skechers.
This man is right next to me. I got to turn this camera around. You would never believe. He is blowing right next to me.
On purpose.
Am I lying, Zach? No.
Can we see? Let it show us.
Now he's running away.
What is he blowing?
Nothing.
Literally
Nothing. Nothing.
Please.
It's an agent of the devil come to torment me. No, there's nothing. He's blowing nothing.
Address and you'll get a ton of coupons. You're right.
He is blowing nothing. I'm still watching him.
We are watching you watch him, and it is.
I want to get up and say something, and now he's just hanging out because he knows I'm on a call. I'm getting the stink eye from him. I'll be finding you, buddy. I'll be finding you when the show is over.
He said he's blowing the leaves to keep his job. Leave him
There's
alone.
not a leaf, David. There's no leaf. There's no leaf. Nowhere to be found.
It's Orlando.
And now he's coming back. Do you hear him? I'm telling you. It is purposeful.
It makes my day just knowing how agitated you get. It is my favorite part of the show. Like people don't know. You are so adorable. Last week when you were like, I'm late
It's,
and I'm lost, it was like it made my whole day. Now he's
look at him.
literally blowing concrete.
He's blowing concrete.
Literally
Now he's
blowing concrete.
look at this man. Ain't nobody got time for this. I just, you can't, I mean, it is clear as day. There is not a soul out here but me and Zach. Not a soul out here. And this man has to come right up here.
And it's 11. It's not even like 8 a.m. like before everybody gets
Yeah,
here.
everybody's awake. And there are hotel rooms here. People hear this crap. They're trying to sleep in. They partied all night. This guy does not care. Listen, y'all, the struggle is real.
John is not happy at work.
See this? I'm not happy at work. I'm quitting my job.
That's right. My
Look at,
brother's going to come help you.
You're
Yeah.
Greg. Greg wants to come and help. Come on. I need a bagel to throw at him. Okay, listen. Because I know I want to bring up one more thing on this topic, though. Do you think that the length of stay at a job has been impacted because of happiness more than anything else? Because we're low. We're still in the threes. We're
Right.
less than 2 years for technology.
Right.
Is that a happiness thing, or is it a misalignment? The job I thought I was getting, I didn't get.
No, I think it's growth. Like I think like I would be really nervous if I was completely happy. Um and I again, I think we have to look at what we're calling happy. I think at places where people stay, they get comfortable. And so then I get really nervous about innovation. Are you putting people in stretch roles? Are people getting promoted? Are they having more challenges? And I think there's a certain person who does that. I mean, people now leave jobs really early. Like, don't at me with any tenureship on a resume because you have no idea. People leave like every 6 months. What
Yes.
isn't that the retention now for like millennials or one of those gens that are like 6 months, they won't stay. Is what
One
people
of
say.
those gens.
One of the gens.
Well,
But I don't
we're
think it's
gens.
for everyone.
We're gens. We're 2 Gen Xers.
Yeah, just two Gen Xers in love. I like what Michelle said. It isn't realistic to be happy all the time. But it says studies show
Yes.
that leadership has the same impact on your mental health as your partner or spouse. I would say even more so because I think people become unhappy and leave because they don't have the same level of patience. Younger generations will don't be ageist or unhappy quickly without putting in their time. I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
do think that there's a faster pace of what we want to happen. I think there's
Volare. Whoa, whoa. You're doing like the old Italian song kind of snap.
yeah, Bolai.
Give me a bouncy C.
Yeah,
Oh.
I love it.
I'm not sure that again, I'm being anecdotal. I don't have research to back this up. I'd be curious to know if there's research on how much of this shortened tenure at organizations is directly connected to some level of expectation around happiness.
Here, I'll
And
ask Chat GPT.
because if that's the case, I think we need to do a better job in our workplaces around expectation for happiness because we're setting ourselves up to fail. It is no wonder that someone would leave after 6 months if they think this job should make me uber happy, and I'm not uber happy.
I think we should do a Chat GPT portion of every show
It's frightening.
because the answers are hilarious, and I don't know if it's real. But Chat GPT says short tenure at work can sometimes be related to age, but it's not always a direct correlation. The reasons for short tenures vary across age groups and are often influenced by broader trends. And I'd like to say That's why you shouldn't use ChatGPT. That's
Oh wait,
frightening.
what was that?
Frightening.
What was that?
And then it breaks down the different generations and talks about why they're this way or that way. And it's like, that's the problem that we all talk about. And that's also why we need to have a ChatGPT section.
We need to talk to some of our researcher friends next week about doing something like this, because I bet you the data that we could get from this would be really interesting. And one of the things, you and I have talked about this, one of the things that I feel some sort of way about is expectation management. We do terrible work in expectation management. So that's why people come into the workplace expecting happiness, expecting every second of the day will be fulfilling. Every minute of the day, the work that I'll be doing will be like earth shattering. That's a rough expectation to have.
That's and what bosses think. Well, you get paid. It's not about money.
It's not about that.
And
right.
I love that my coach said it's about meaningful work. Like,
yes.
And so, are you giving people meaningful work?
And not every task is meaningful to that work.
That's right.
Listen, I mean, you and I've onboarded 7.8 million people in the United States in 30 some years. I mean, it has to be. It feels like that. Right? Like every time I sit in front of it.
1 out of every 10 people you onboard in Jersey, in Philly.
I'm the red thread that connects every life.
It's like what is it that Kevin Bacon, the 6 degrees? It's the 3 degrees
yes.
of John Baldino.
The 3 degrees of John Baldino onboarding. But like it just feels like that, right? But every time I sit in front of an HRIS payroll system to onboard somebody, I can't say that I'm like over the moon. It doesn't warm my heart, fills it with happiness, but it is a piece to my overall satisfaction, job satisfaction, that I know comes with the territory. So if we've let people believe that everything that they do should make them deliriously happy, we're never going to meet that standard. We're just not.
No, we're not. I can't believe it's already 10.
I know. And you got to spend part of the time with Jamie. I mean, you got a banner day already.
I loved my time with Jamie. He's so great. And it makes my day and helps me to fill in.
Join me later. Jamie put up that QR code. I don't know if he's still here, but you could pop it up again. Join me later for the voting and election webinar if you're interested. There we go. And then next week, Jackie and I will be at HR Tech. If you are at HR Tech, please be sure to come to our happy hours and come find us. Please do. Oh, here
Jackie,
we go.
John and Jamie will be at HR Tech.
And I mean,
that's right.
And Robin will be there as well. Robin's coming. Robin's schooling. And some of you who are with us today, we know we'll see next week as well. So we're excited.
Yep. Clink.
Cheers, y'all. Have a great